Hey, Whiskey. I was just trying to get my character to the right spot before I actually start the stream. Hence why it's starting soon thing. Today we're probably doing Ramuh. I need to search for Papalimo. Yesterday, quite nicely, my guild cleared turn 5 and 6 of coils. Synced. Was nice. Hoping that I'm still gonna have all my coil team for tomorrow and that I'm gonna clear the most of them with people before people run away. Because for all the other content I should be able to do it myself because... Because further content is separated into, well, normal and savage builds for raiding so I can show it off without requiring extra people. Yeah! Enough of this, my feet ache, my back hurts, and I wish to leave these sylphs in peace. Aesthetic readings? Why don't you let this fellow take your measure? Oh, hi Gentry. Could you please walk a bit further so that I don't aggro the nice little flying lady next to you? And I still aggro the nice flying lady next to him. Could I just... Could you just go away maybe? I mean, there's absolutely no good reason for you to be following me. You don't need to die! Wise choice. Okay, back... Why are you so close to Papalima? Back to you two! Why do you persist? There is no need to take measurements. I can tell you with certainty that Lord Ramuh is nowhere to be found. Okay. This area is quite vast. Are we absolutely certain of that? Something bothering Walking One? Wise ones are not acting as wise ones should? This one is not sure how wise ones should behave. This one suspects sneaky ones seek to deceive Walking One with skin-changing tactics. Walking One must take these trick-breaking scale bombs and throw them at skin-changing sneaky ones. Okay. If it's the real you, then I am very sorry. I hope it's not. Ah! Good! For that was quite confusing. Why would you be like Ramuh is not here? Surely we know that it's here. And was there a point in the second one of you being there when all you do is just kind of sit? Like, you didn't even speak, you were just like, what does Ida normally do? I know, Ida normally sits like a slab. That is totally what we should be doing. Now, do we know where actual people may be? Okay. You're getting quite annoying. I do not suggest angering level 50 people, it never turns out well. Wise ones were sneaky ones in disguise after all? So this one led Walking One into Sneaky One's trap. Forgive this one. This one will search some more and so must Walking One. Does Walking One still have trick-breaking scale bombs? This one fears more sneaky ones may be lurking nearby. Yes, let's just like scale bomb the Scions. That will... that's totally not mean at all. Oh, that hurt? Sorry, I was just checking if it was the real you. God, today was an uncomfortable day. Our water bill for 6 months was about 3 times as high as it should have been. And the water people explained to us that it must be an error because they couldn't access the meter, because the housing association locked the meter. But before they could write off some of it, because they said on the phone that they will, they sent out a death letter. And they're like, oh, when a death letter comes out, you can't like stop it. So it's like, okay, we're paying £600 water bill. And they're like, don't worry, we're gonna like consider you to be in credit, so you don't have to pay quite as much the next month. But then the debt collector people are like, your debt has been repaid, but this is forever on both of your credit records. So it's like, thanks! Now I can't ever get a house. That's nice. Magnanimous, it's you! I was worried you wouldn't find us. Seeing as you have, though, do you think you could give me a hand? Thancred's being a bit difficult. Keep telling him we should be taking readings, but he refuses to move. What? Oh, woe is me, I cannot go on. It's far too dangerous. What if something were to happen to my beautiful face? That's not Thancred. Though a very good impression of himself. Ah, the paralysis still came out. I really don't know what Thancred is worried about. His face isn't that beautiful. That almost sounds like the real Ida. It is. Why did you do that for? Thancred turned into a self? No? Wait, you're telling me that that was a self all along? I can't believe I fell for that. I've heard about the shape-shifting magic, but that sprite was just so convincing. I wonder where the real Thancred has disappeared to. I think we have 220 bracelets. Yeah, we do. I may not know where Thancred is, but I've got a pretty good idea where Papalymo and Y'shtola will be. They were with me just now. Y'shtola suggested we split up to cover more ground and took Papalymo with— oh. For goodness sakes! This is all very unnecessary. Would be nice if you just stopped it. Trying to talk to people here. So as I was saying, cover more ground and took Papalymo with her. Oh no, do you think one of them might have been a self in disguise as well? Should probably be after them just in case. Come on, they were headed somewhere to the south. Oh, hopefully that was all the selves. I'm not exactly prepared to be running around here like for forever. Little stone barrier is something I can't navigate. And my cat's doing something he's not supposed to. Hey, cats off the door! Ugh! Ah, silly kitty. I cannot damage the door, for it is not my door to damage, it is the door of the landlord. So it would be pretty horrible. Just, you know, damage that door. Thank the 12, you found us at last. Wait, I see Ida, but worse? More imposters, do not attempt to deceive me, Sylph. I see what you are. But if by some faint chance you truly are my good friend Magnanimous, mayhap you could consult Maxio over there, Maxio he truly is, on the subject of how to dispel these infernal Sylvian enchantments. This one suggests hitting 3 wise ones with 1 stone. If wise one suspect walking one is actually a skin-changing one, walking one is not likely to get a second opportunity to throw the scale bomb in wise one's presence. So walking one must aim carefully so that all wise ones are caught in the same scale bomb's boom. And before there's actual Tuishtolas. Was that truly necessary? Look, that one's a self. This one's trick has failed, but walking ones have not won yet. Copy. This one will not allow walking ones to pass. Come any closer and this one's friends will be angry. So the little rascal means to stand his ground, does he? How very courageous. Would you do the honors, Magnanimous? Greetings, I see you all found each other. This would seem I was a mite overzealous in my attempts to evade our Sylvan ambushers. I was mom away by the time I realized I was alone. Now I have angry cats. Is aught amiss? Do I have something on my face? Reasonably convincing, but one cannot be too careful. Remind me, Thancred. What was the reason for a little excursion into the Sylphlands? Did you take a tumble and bump your head, old friend? We're here to locate the site of the summoning so that Magnanimous might parley with Lord Ramuh. I'm sorry, there's 2 cats fighting in front of me and both like have their eyes closed in order to protect it from each other, and that looks so weird. Too easy. Ah, why don't you tell us what you think of Flamin? Really? You would have me speak of the songstress of Ul'dah? As you will. She is an exquisite rose who withers not with the passing of years. Charming as ever. I dare say you are perpetually beset upon all sides of swooning beauties. Please, Y'shtola, I do not seek to make them swoon. Poetry rises unbidden to my lips when I behold a maiden's fair countenance. This the curse of my minstrel blood. You are a ninja! Who was the bard in your family? Enough! If this is not real Thancred, then I believe we have found a suitable replacement. Indeed, well that seems like quite enough entertainment for one day. This past we have returned to the task at hand. Magnanimous, would you mind approaching our touched friend? If I'm not very much mistaken, his decision to stand his ground stems from something more than mere bravery. That sylph almost looks like it has a unique model. Is it just the lighting? Because none of the others are lit up. Of course the milk root behind is like, I wanna join into the combat too. So it can continuously damage itself all at once. Did a considerable amount of damage to itself. Walking one is too strong. This one surrenders. This one is sorry for playing tricks on wise ones. But great and powerful one, Lord Ramuh is not here, so there is no need for wise ones to go any further. No need at all. Wise ones definitely must not go any further. This one would not want wise ones to get lost. In other words, Ramuh's in that direction. Got it. We overheard your exchange with our tormentor. His clumsy attempted deceit would almost be endearing if time were not of the essence. Happily, I managed to take a reading of the surrounding area while you had his attention, as I suspected the site of Lord Levin's summoning is very close indeed. My measurements indicate a large ethereal disturbance to the southeast. Thanks to the antics of the sylphs, we've been dragged to every corner of Sylphland, but none of our various readings returned a result of this magnitude. There can only be one conclusion. Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's aetherite. I suggest we proceed thither with all possible haste, after bidding Maxio here a fond farewell, of course. Should our trusty guide come too close to his deity, there is distinct possibility that he will fall under the primal's influence. Come, Magnanimous, the Lord Levin awaits. Aw, poor Sylph. He can never see his god. But then he will be very corrupted. But then again, maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, purple Sylphs are not... They're not Thals as much. Still live very normal lives, except in the purple camp as opposed to the green one. That milk rod can just F off for you two. Aww, they have such a beautiful Hepalit.
Betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Do you consider me corrupted by the influence of the crystal? Ooh. Hello, Zeus. Now, which of the sylphs managed to imagine such a glorious beard? You're like the beardiest.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
And out of all of those, one spoke, and what she said wasn't quite good, so you seem fairly reasonable, Mr. Man.
I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest.
Hello.
Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
I couldn't have invited you for a tea party outside of the Sanctuary of the Soaps. I couldn't be like, hey Ramuh, buddy, may you drop down at the Waking Sun so that we can have a nice conversation? It's just me trying to explain him that.
Peace. Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult.
I will keep the peace myself.
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just.
What, lots of rains with heavy thunder?
Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
You, sir, you are racist.
Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
Also, when you say man, specifically, do you mean here? Or what about cat girls? Lalafell, I wouldn't call them men exactly.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Yes!
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well.
Sugar and spice and everything nice?
Consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial.
Woo! Trial.
Thou wouldst champion the cause of
cats.
harmony. I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou
To consume me or to consume everywhere?
know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
The stakes are quite high, I would say. What if we all die, respawn, and then continue trying? Is that counting as being not wanting?
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Eorzea, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
I wanted to stare at Ramuh's glorious beard.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
You did come to stare at glorious Ramuh's beard.
I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Record me a video. There are 3 cats fighting over 2 computers. Don't know why I attacked her. She wasn't being very violent, but I think I just thought that she will. So let me just duty find here from this very tiny little corner. Hi, cat. What are you doing? Hmm? Scratching your face on my monitor. It's so much easier if they just, you know, settle down, but that's not how animals behave. This is always the most entertaining time, you know, just standing here for several minutes at a time. So honestly, the instance will teleport me back, so I have absolutely no reason to be standing here at this moment. Could be standing somewhere completely different. I could also alternatively be sitting here, because why stand when you can sit? That is a low, I mean, that is a late static. That is a very nice place. I wish I knew where exactly this arena is. Did we use the Aetherite to just like teleport up here or what? Okay, if the other tank's not gonna do it, I'm gonna tank. In hard version, kind of useful in this one as well. As a tank, you eat 3 balls. And that way you have maximum immunity. There we go. Yeah, for a maximum amount of time of 50 seconds. Any more than that, then the healing that you get is reduced. So it is preferable to being ballless. I have no idea why did they feel the desire to stand on the tank. And I'm not gonna ask. Asking such things would be highly impolite. Balls collected. The Radiants must have judged me to be worthy. What can I say, Ramuh? Whether my awakened arrow. That's probably a word. I need more balls. There doesn't seem to be enough. That is highly unfortunate. Oh, ran out of balls. Ah, there's one. I do need 3 though. I very specifically need 3. Ignore me. Ignore the lightning strikes that you might suffer because I ran all the way over there to pick up a ball. Connected people are so happy together that none of them are eating balls in order to get unconnected. What a strange couple. I am a worthy cookie. But despite all of the clumsiness with my balls, people still gave me one
I
commentation.
have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
I am worthy cookie?
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink
Oh, okay, I get to kill
showing
people.
thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
So no different than they normally are, okay. I do like your giant ball of space pretties.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Scions. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Well, this was a happy deviation from the troubles of Ulda. Can we just, like, stay on something primal related for a while again, please? I don't want to do internal politics. That is so incredibly boring. That is a very twisted pathway. At the very least, this muscly thing can transport me faster than my own feet. I like the muscly thing. I know that it being a subscription reward meant that it was easy to get previously, but I remember how proud I was when I reached the required days of subscription to get it. I was like, ah, my own behemoth at last! And now I think you only need to hit level 35. Can I stop walking into walls, please? You know what's the worst thing about winter? It makes you sleepy and not want to do things, which is exactly why I'm doing an extravaganza event on Saturday where I play a lot of games. Oh god, stop getting me stuck on branches. Magnanimous, you have returned! Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to test of arms? It is well then that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridani and Little Solstice will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the first champion of peace. Okay, that the Lord Levin has accepted you as the first champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, magnanimous. The Elder Saints here must be informed of your deeds at once! This very moment! Right now! The Elder Seats here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridani and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer Nafilica's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, magnanimous. There's a little bit of argument in the guild right now going on. Well, not much of an argument, more like a chat. People are questioning... Could you theoretically run the game on a 32-bit system after it drops to support during Shadowbreakers? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Shadowbringers is just gonna delete the 32-bit executable because my rescues are like, oh, yeah, whatever, Lotus Sand, yes. My rescues are like, well, maybe that means that it just won't develop for 32-bit. Which is exactly the same as them deleting the executable because every update has to run on both executables, and a Shadowbringer is an update. I am amazed that streamer mode enabled did not disable the sounds that the thing is making. I gotta check the fan festival on the void for exact wording. It's like, no. You don't. 32-bit support is like going away. So if you want to get your friends into Final Fantasy, they should at least have 62-bit, 64-bit Windows. It would be amazing if they had 62-bit Windows. I would be like, where did you get that?
You returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this.
No thanks to you, but... Yeah, hi, I'm back.
Found that your efforts to negotiate a
Levin's
peace with
dead.
Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
He wanted a strength of arms check. So we did.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without.
What? Without? Darkness without what? Darkness within us makes sense as a sentence. Darkness without does not.
For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartonel, or to the rising flood of refugees.
Stop talking about refugees. I do not want to talk about that, nor do I want to involve myself in that.
Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet
that is okay.
Scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all.
I love the way that they go, must needs.
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off.
So then, lady, we must be like one. How many refugees are you taking? And are you picking Doman or Allagan? Allagan. No. Wrong one.
On behalf of the people of
What was that sand race?
the elementals,
Alamegan, that one.
thank you for all that
Oh god, an Allagan refugee. It would be like
have done.
a 5,000-year-old corpse. But yeah, thanks for your thanks.
Oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
You will take some refugees in. Yes. Or is it just like, I will be more worthy as an ally and off you go. Ah, I'm being such a worthy ally.
Departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
I hope that those trees answer to you. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Magnanimous? I hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. I hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness. Okay. And it seems that your Anger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Magnanimous? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder lessons of the day? Okay, gather at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day. Remy has a 64-bit computer. That's my lesson of the day, but I might just be getting distracted with guild stuff. Which this kinda is. Cookie. This is just the way that the cookie crumbles. Hello, Minfilia, we did the thing. Welcome back, Magnanimous. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share the news of my own, but your re-entry discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of Lord Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascient's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Please have voiced observations. Please have voiced observations. I like this cookie.
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
Ah, voiced observations. This isn't so bad.
Eorzea, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus.
And did you by any chance record his energy?
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Eorzea and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence.
Is it in that disappeared scholar place?
Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Not until all bodies disappeared. Like, when he had no body to hop to, he was just all like, oh yeah, going away and stuff.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Wish to tell us an ignore on phones? Oh god, that is worse. That is a worse surface to put it on. Stay in the ring over there.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm.
Great visual descriptors, Minfilia.
In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls."
And it happens to an already born baby, so some babies just live soulless.
"'Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape.
So if you fed a crystal to a baby, would that make a soul?
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
"And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body."
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
The known examples is a Nasian and 2 Sahagins. Why 2? That is never to be known.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
"A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh."
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
Well, we saw what happened. They dissipate.
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
"Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further."
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
Do you want to go there? Looks like a prison cell.
Forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
Which we will never forget.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
then they may finally rest?
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
They're making a device to trap
Archon.
thing? Let's pretend that that is not a completely awful idea. But I think it is.
I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
That looks highly uncomfortable as a room. I know that you're using the least resources possible, but still. The Lord of Levin is returned to the Ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquaintance was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Cragwhirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of a man, Heidelin's servant, grows mightier by the day. I am a woman, you must know. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers her master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and that one true God shall come again. Zodiac, the spreader of purple. And that hates to waste efficiency in this realm, so all he keeps is a platform for each of his servants and a single prison cell. Now, the matter of Ramuh has for the present been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Magnanimous. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Science tireless service to the realm. Does it have money attached to it? It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mugumog, Leviathan, and Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. You all faced them not at all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel like they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Magnanimous, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. That is a smile. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such a time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that the man would torment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes, unless we learn to live in harmony, and the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe it no small part to the dangers you have faced on your behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we were now blessed. The sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. Or Eorzea, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. And then there are the many unsung individuals who have gathered here in Revenant's Toll, honest men and women who seek to employ their skills for the good of all. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for time. You wanna make me own army? Alpinode, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. This to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Is it a fun one? And I have a message for you from, You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unarmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alpinode, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Magnanimous, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side and for the moment and take the opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, Strathorn but recently inquired as to your whereabouts. I believe he has a small matter he wishes to discuss with you. Why not oblige him a visit? Because that would be boring! Unless that small matter is a big matter. Small matters go to somebody else, please. Really, please. But no, small matters go to me. I lost my shoe, Magnanimous! Alrighty then, let me go on this shoe searching journey. I believe that is indeed the best use of my time. Have you lost your shoe, Slaffboard? Oh, I see my fine adventurer friend has returned, the dust of the road yet clinging to her boots. Do the signs have no work for you this day then? The antecedent sent you my way, did she? Well, it is not as urgent, but I could certainly do with your help. Oh god. You see, Revenant's Store has become somewhat of a favorite destination for adventurers. Part of that is due to the town's growing fame, but goodly number of green heroes have come here following in your footsteps. When I say green, I mean fresh out of the ground, don't know one end of the sword from another green. I've done what I can, but they really need a good talking to from someone they respect. Like you. Naturally, the one lass who most benefit from your wisdom is nowhere to be seen. He was off to slay Hepalit, and was due back some time ago. Likely got herself in over her head as usual. Now that I think of it, there may be a perfect opportunity for you to treat her to a demonstration of your skills. I've considered a personal favor. That's just a bit of pink on the map. Okay, that is my... That's where she got lost. So let me just go and get this girl out of the muck of killing beasties and go, hey, hey, look how big of a hero I am. At least this place is pretty. There's that. Okay, let's not get stuck on crystals. That would be concern number one. I also don't want to ride too high because I have fallen off places before. And that was not fun, especially when something aggro's on you. Oh god. I'm getting stuck on every corner, me. My panda butt is just too big. Too big for all of these crevices. Oh, there we go. You seem like a really tiny person, just saying. Are you sure you should be adventuring right now? I mean, you may just be your typical cat girl, but you look like a child to me. Adventuring is for big Rogadin women. Arcanist? I think that would be an Arcanist. Let me just pat your head and tell her that everything will be okay. Damn near pissed myself back there. I was hoping to find myself a little one, but the fates went and threw the meanest bugger in an all-Mardona at me. Typical. Hold up, you're Magnanimous Munchicus, aren't you? The Magnanimous Munchicus, 7 hells, you're flipping famous. And you're twice as tough as they said you were. Oh, bugger me. I can't believe I'm talking to the woman herself. Aw, now you're gone and see me at my worst. Was me bleeding pet's fault, I tell you. Doesn't listen to a damn thing I say. Yep. That would be an Arcanist. And the fact that none of me so-called mates offered to help me. When I told them I was off to get some Hepalips, most of them gave a little confused huh or Like I was talking out of me arse. You, don't agree though, right? Oh, that's so mean. Gods, no, not you too! That's the final bleeding straw, that is. I was hoping you of all people would understand. I mean, it ain't adventuring if you don't take a few risks, right? Alright, maybe I am a bit out of my depth here. I'll be more careful, I promise. Okay, it isn't adventuring if you get yourself killed. That would be my attitude. Like, if you die, there's no more adventuring to be had. Ah, magnanimous, you have my thanks. The last I sent you out to instruct rushed back into town looking properly chastised. I thought a lesson from you might paste the obstinate skulls of her. Nothing I said seemed to work. Truth be told, she seemed more inclined to listen to the rustling of my beard than anything which came from my mouth. Ahem, but now that you have demonstrated the skill she yet lacks, it will not be long before her adult padded peers hear the tale. They will soon realize that ones do not become a hero in a day. It requires dedication and perseverance and learning from each task you undertake. There is no shortcuts, eh, magnanimous? I don't know, I'm pretty sure I shortcutted myself pretty fine there. I mean, I kinda started out and got into the science in like the first few levels, and then corpse collecting didn't really do me much good. Gods, would you look at all those people? Seem they're carting in adventures by the wagonful. And more than a few are eager to rap on the science door. I wonder if this constant flow of aspiring heroes is what the Taru looking to... is what has the Taru looking so perturbed. Might be she could use a friendly ear? I hope we're not promising to pay them all. But that would be really pricey. Hello, magnanimous. What might I... Oh, Slathborn thought I could use a friend, did he? What a sweet man, though I did not think my fretting was so obvious. Well, I suppose there's no sense in hiding it now. It's time to reveal my little secret. Hee hee, it quite suits me, don't you think? But it's not simply for show. I've been learning the mining trade. Why, you may ask? Therein lies the source of my dour demeanor. Ever since we relocated to the Rising Stones, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have stepped out from behind the curtain, so to speak. Our victories over the Empire have granted us a certain degree of fame, and many budding adventurers have traveled from afar with the intention of joining our ranks. And while I welcome each new member that takes up our cause, we have too little coin. As I'm sure you are aware, we are a strictly neutral organization, and ensuring that neutrality means limiting the funds we accept from outside sources. The Scions do receive various means of support from the three major nations, and the Levin twins are quite generous with their family's coffers. Yet, this modest income cannot keep pace with our day-to-day expenses. There is also the sundry donated material, of course. Those are delivered to the Adventurers Guild and swiftly allocated to the expansion of Riven's Toll. While I'll cheerfully leave the topping of primals to you, it is my duty to balance the books and fight the demons of doubt. Oh, my honor as receptionist, I will raise the necessary coin with my own 2 hands. I even paid for the sturdy mining attire out of my own purse. Which makes it doubly aggravating that my custom-made sledgehammer has yet to arrive. I saved especially for that tool. Magnanimous, if you would help me seek the Scions survive this financial disaster, then I would ask you to travel to the Blacksmith Guild in Limsalaments and demand they hand over my commission at once. Oh, and regarding your travel expenses, I'll have to check our available funds. Once you have my sledgehammer, pray leave it with Flamin. I shall be out digging up riches the best I can with the equipment I have. Crystal clusters, here I come! Making a living out of mining is gonna be so hard for the old Tartaru, especially considering that literally everything gathered by players is kind of, you know, flooded the market a little bit. I mean, you can get lucky with like rare things, but you would have to sell a lot, and I don't think Tartaru can mine that much. I mean, she doesn't have the infinite pockets that we do. Hooray, I have the aft castle. I don't need to use my feet. Hey guys, look, it's Christmas. Somebody's in a very Christmassy mood. Any of you have special lines? No. I do enjoy the Christmas tree, however. Imagine everyone's trying to erect one in their own like private housing in this game and are struggling financially due to it. What can I do for you, lass? You're looking to sign up Ratwolf over there? I'll run you through the initiation. Are you there about a commission? Something weren't delivered? Now that is passing strange. Unless there's a nail-induced dream, I'm fairly certain Mistress Tatter's tool were shipped off days ago. I'm not like to forget the fortune of a sledge what needed flowers engraved onto the head. Could be that Porter met with misfortunate on the road. If the blokes were employer in the town, then you'll find them south of Octon, and one of them employ Landons. Seeing as we heard not one way or another though, I'll be of a mind to cast some doubt on their whole operation. Ugh, what an upsetting business. I might need a pint or two to put it all behind me. Need aft castle teleporter to go back down there. Or I can just stare at the Christmas tree. That works. What the hell are they wearing? Casting outfit. I think that's just the current gear. So if it's green, that's like... Wait, what? That would mean that it's dungeon gear, but I don't think the dungeon gear comes in 380. I'm confused. Oh, elemental gear from Eureka could probably be green. That would explain some things. Oh, it could be crafting gear. Considering that it's the higher quality one indicated by that little swirly thing, I'm pretty sure it is crafting gear. Bugger off, I got work to do. Doubt you working, mate. And delivery from Smithies to Mordona? What the bloody hell should I know? I just hold these crates. Hang on a moment, you said Mordona. Me and my mate was meant to see shipment up to Revenant Stall a while back, but took ill just afore he was due to leave. Not to worry, I said, I'll take it there, me very own. Oh, bugger it. Well, we got bleeding busy, didn't we? And figured someone come looking if their precious package didn't arrive any road. And here you are! This crate you want is back there somewhere, marked and all. You can grab it your own self. Oh, that's pretty mean. It's like... we got lazy. We thought you would end up in the delivery office and eventually anyway. Well, I got it now. There's the sledgehammer. Wonderful, I should keep it here with me until Tataru returns from her mining expedition. She is not one to approach matters by half, is she? The Rising Stones couldn't ask for a more able administrator. Though I'm somewhat worried for her well-being. I realize Tataru means to mine and not more, but even the outskirts of Revenant Stall are not free of prowling dangers. Would you mind tracking down our industrious Lalafell? Okay, call for Tataru. And the destination marker. I should really stop yawning, but ugh. The small things, all the small things. We get a lot less small things later on, which is a lot nicer. That was fairly weird, pink mist. Oh, it's actually quite everywhere. At least the froggies are no longer very angry at me. Oh god. My fat chocobo butt can't climb there. Okay, let's try that through. Where? First, though. You can make funny sentences with that as well. Breaking rod and splitting stone, I'll raise a fortune on my own. Delving deep for precious ore, I'll take a rest and dig some more. Toss aside the pebbles, toss aside the dirt, toss aside the science to shirk their work. you. I think I'll call it a day. I'll make much better progress once Magnanimous brings me back my sledgehammer. Yes, I might even make enough money to indulge a little. Blood currant tarts from morning tea every single day. Was that someone calling my name? That is such an incredibly cute outfit, though. Wah! I wouldn't even go after her, I would just laugh. I mean, she's outrunning that thing by far. Moorballs are really slow. Cowering around the tree won't help you to run over him. Run the Marvel, you know, run away. Yeah, that one. That's the word. She just continued going that way until Revenant's tall. It would have been fine. Plus there's guards and they would be like, oh, a Morbol. Rate 12 above. I thought I'd eaten my last currant tart for a moment there. Thank you ever so much. I believe this past time I have returned to the Rising Stones. I hope you're not planning to give up on mining after buying all of that expensive equipment. Don't nom me, frog. I have a panda. And actually, nomming me is quite a silly idea anyway, because I'm level 52 now. I would just nom you back. Magnanimous, I must thank you again. I received my commission from Flamin. The floor engraving is absolutely perfect. After nearly becoming dinner for a Morbol, though, I'm not so eager to head back out into the field. In any case, no more solo mining trips for me. I shall be sure to drag along one or two handy adventurer types to serve me as bodyguards. I suppose I'll have to pay them, though. Well, no matter. This simply means I'll need to dig twice as hard. You can also just learn to defend yourself. You've been an immeasurable help as always, Magnanimous, but could you perhaps spare a little bit more of your time? To put the matter simply, the Doman children have been chattering about you endlessly. This would mean the world to them to see their hero again. So then, kiddos, how are you doing? Look, it's Miss Magnanimous. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that there's some strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could see you in battle. Well, don't worry, Rianger wanted to record the whole thing. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all of the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Magnanimous? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion about? Mr. Boulder, Mr. Coltonet, did you know that Miss Magnanimous is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Magnanimous. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow as Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore, we're adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Magnanimous if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Bordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. How about a rat? I have a counter-proposal. What if we were to cross swords with Magnanimous, a demonstration of skill in arms, if you will? Hoary, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I would say you were merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Well, mayhap I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Magnanimous? Would you consent to spar with me? I'm like, a spar! Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our boot. Is leaving the town really an intelligent thing to do? I mean, it's quite dangerous outside, isn't it? And leaving with all of the children as observers, especially. My poor Chocobo made a sad noise. Okay, well, at least I sink down to level 50 to make this at least slightly bit more fair. I'm still wearing a lot better gear than he is, though. Let's not keep the younglings waiting. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? This is Magnanimous you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round needed. After all, it was this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for children's sake and as well as your own. You haven't begun yet, have you? Ida, what? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Though you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Magnanimous's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems to be a sickly shade in comparison. You best have claimed the victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. Smile. Well, at least he's a paladin, so he's gonna be quite tanky. Such power, the tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder, you won't use, will he? It's not over yet, it can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. First, the healer. Always the healer. So you seem to be more of a thaumaturge kind of guy. Which is a lot less important. I must admit defeat. That was an honor and privilege. And I pressed the wrong button. Gotta keep that sequence going. Oh no, he looks hurt. And here's me jumping around like an idiot. This magnanimous is strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. That is completely... It's so pointless. Why are you trying to enmity increase on me? It's not like I'm about to run off and attack the children. Woo! I hope you're still alive. Hope I haven't inflicted death. You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Magnanimous. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt to be the same. Impressive as always, Magnanimous. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea, yes, that's the most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartanu. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand the land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Our problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought the Eorzeans are foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear alliance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long time ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unsuitable. And unstable. That was unstable. I'm not wearing glasses today. It was you who convinced me that salvation of Eorzea was possible. It was you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. The wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up this mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of this the primal threat and efficiently counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Don't want to aid you with anything! You aid yourself! Talk with me when you have grown a bit. Silly elf child. Where art thou, silly elf child? I must speak to thee. Oh, silly elf child is inside the Zoller. It's yet another door. Why are there two doors anyway? Surely you can load something as small as 2 rooms at once. Thank you for coming, Magnanimous. It was shifts and altars, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is a formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for truly united Eorzea. I'm just gonna listen to it, but I really don't wanna... I don't wanna help you. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the 3 nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of same manner of unrestricted operation according to the science. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can achieve. With this new company under the Scions command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing our formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary that I visit the 3 leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask you that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. That is not my job! My job is killing primals. Thank you, this is reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa at this Ranzavus at Bulwark Hall. And this is where we stop for today, my friends. I am very sorry for a shorter stream than usual. I am gonna be doing our usual stream again on Wednesday. I kinda got too involved in debt letters that were like, this will affect your credit rating, and I got myself quite upset, and so my day kinda went to waste. But it's okay. It's okay. And we're still having a extravagant event on Saturday, because what is a better way of keeping your spirits up than by playing many games and gaining many games by, you know, dropping by and picking up the codes. And if nobody's gonna pick up the codes, they're gonna be forever in the videos of said games until eventually somebody's gonna be like, let me try that code, and then it works. So thank you for watching and see you next time.